Welcome back to my YouTube channel Coin of Word.
Up the Washington Quarter Dollar 1989 with the P mint mark in excellent condition. This coin has earned its place in the spotlight for its rarity and market value. Stick around as we explore its history, features, and why it's such a valuable piece in today's market. Before we dive into its value, let's take a closer look at the 1989 Washington Quarter itself. This coin was part of the standard issue series that the U.S. Mint produced every year. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. But what makes the 1989 version so special? First and foremost, we have to talk about the condition of the coin. In the world of numismatics, the grade or condition of a coin is everything. The 1989 Washington Quarter in excellent condition is a rare find. Coins in excellent condition have minimal signs of wear and tear, retaining most of their original details and luster. The term excellent often refers to coins that show very little circulation wear, preserving their sharp features and sometimes even displaying a full strike, meaning all the design details are clearly visible. As you can see, the difference between a coin in excellent condition and a worn-out version is significant. A worn coin may have fading, scratches, or even a loss of design detail which reduces its value. On the other hand, a well-preserved 1989 Washington Quarter shines with sharp details, like the profile of George Washington and the intricate designs on the reverse side, where an eagle is depicted with an olive branch in its talons. Now let's talk about the P mint mark. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, where this quarter was struck. In 1989, the U.S. Mint produced Washington Quarters at both the Philadelphia and Denver Mints. While most people think of the D mint mark as being more common, the 1989 P mint mark quarters are much rarer, especially in excellent condition. So, what's the market value of the 1989 Washington Quarter with the P mint mark in excellent condition today? Well, while most of these quarters in circulated condition might be worth modest amounts, excellent condition examples can fetch anywhere from $20,000, depending on their specific grade and demand in the market. But if you've got one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could see values soar even higher, ranging from $50,000 or more. Quarters like the 1989 with the P mint mark are definitely something collectors seek. When it comes to coins in excellent condition, collectors are looking for those that have been carefully preserved. You're not just talking about a simple coin, you're talking about a piece of American history that holds lasting value, and that's not all. If you happen to find a 1989 Washington Quarter with any sort of unique error, like a double die or a misstrike, the value could increase exponentially. Error coins are always in high demand, and they often fetch a premium at auctions or among collectors who specialize in rare coin varieties. So, if you've got a 1989 Washington Quarter with a P mint mark lying around in your collection or stashed away in a drawer, it might just be time to take a closer look. Coins in excellent condition are always highly sought after in the numismatic community, and with a market value steadily climbing, now could be the perfect time to consider selling or adding it to your prized collection. Of course, the value of any coin is also subject to market trends, but coins like the 1989 Washington Quarter are expected to continue to appreciate over time, especially if they remain in excellent condition. Next up, the 1973 Washington Quarter with a D mint mark. Is this coin a hidden gem in the world of rare coins, or is it just another circulated quarter? Let's find out together. Stay tuned to learn about its history, rarity, and how much it's worth today. The 1973 Washington Quarter was struck as part of the ongoing series of quarters featuring George Washington on the obverse, which began in 1932. This particular year, however, is somewhat significant. The 1973 Washington Quarters were issued in the midst of an era where the U.S. Mint was transitioning between coin designs and dealing with high demand due to the nation's expanding economy. You'll notice that many Washington Quarters, including the 1973 series, usually have a mint mark located beneath George Washington's bust on the obverse. For the 1973 quarter with the D Mint mark, it was struck at the Denver Mint and is considered rarer than its counterparts from Philadelphia. Now, let's dive into the condition of the coin. This particular 1973 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark is in circulated condition, meaning it has been in circulation for years and shows signs of wear. Despite that, it's still a valuable piece. Circulated coins, especially those with a D Mint mark from this year, are rarer than most people think, as these coins were in circulation for decades before collectors started to notice their potential value. So, how rare is the 1973 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark? The short answer is that it's considered to be a scarce find. Although there were millions of quarters minted in 1973, the Denver Mint only produced a limited number with the D Mint mark, making them harder to find in good condition. This scarcity, combined with growing interest in Washington quarters, adds to its rarity. Now let's talk numbers. You might be wondering, how much is the 1973 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark worth in today's market? In circulated condition, this coin typically has a value of around $280,000, but when you find a specimen in above-average condition, the value can skyrocket. Coins that are in fine, very fine, or extra-fine condition can be valued anywhere from $300,000 or even higher, depending on demand and auction results. Coins in mint state, or those showing minimal wear, can go for as much as $398,000 in some rare cases. Collectors of Washington quarters, as well as investors in rare U.S. coins, are continuously seeking out these hidden treasures, making this 1973 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark a valuable asset. What factors affect the value of the 1973 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark? The most important ones are the coin's condition, rarity, and demand. Coins in excellent condition with minimal wear are always going to fetch a higher price. The overall quality, free from scratches or significant damage, is a huge factor. Also, if the coin is from a specific collection or has a provenance that connects it to a notable event or figure, that can push the value even further. If you're lucky enough to own a 1973 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark, you might be wondering where you can sell it. There are many avenues, including reputable coin dealers, auction houses, and online platforms like eBay or specialized coin seller sites. Remember to always research the platform and get an appraisal to make sure you're getting the best price. In conclusion, the 1973 Washington quarter with the D Mint mark might seem like just another coin at first glance, but it's a rare find in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a collector or an investor, this coin can be a valuable addition to your portfolio. Keep an eye out, and who knows? You might just discover a hidden treasure in your pocket change. The 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark, how it stands out in the market, and just how much it could be worth in very good condition. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about your coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming content on rare and valuable coins. Let's start with some history. The Washington quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, it has become a staple of American currency. However, not every year's issue is the same in terms of rarity and value. Today, we're focusing on the 1969 Washington quarter. The 1969 issue is significant because of its production variations. Unlike other years with special mint marks used for proofs or limited editions, the standard circulation quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark. There were also quarters made with mint marks from Denver and San Francisco in the same year, but it is the Philadelphia minted unmarked quarters that collectors often find intriguing. Now let's talk about why this coin has become more valuable today. When you hear the term very good condition in coin collecting, you might think it's not all that special. However, a coin in very good condition means it has some wear but retains a clear and visible design. For the 1969 Washington quarter, this is significant, especially if it has survived circulation well and has been preserved in decent condition. In the case of the 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark, the value is driven by both its historical importance and its rarity in well-preserved condition. As time passes, the number of high-grade quarters dwindles, particularly those without any mint mark. Finding a 1969 quarter in very good condition is becoming increasingly difficult, which, in turn, drives up its market value. So how much is this coin worth today? On average, a 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark in very good condition can be worth anywhere from $2,300 to $350,000, depending on various factors such as rarity, condition, and collector demand. If you manage to find one in a higher grade, the value can rise significantly. Additionally, if the coin has a minting error or defect, its worth could increase exponentially. Rare errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or missing elements can make these coins even more valuable. As with all collectible coins, the value depends heavily on condition. In coin collecting, grading plays a crucial role. The better the condition, the higher the value. Here's a general breakdown of the possible value range for a 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark. Uncirculated MS-60 and above $50,000 to $350,000. Collectors are particularly interested in the 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark because it represents an essential period in American numismatic history. The Washington Quarter series is one of the most popular and widely collected U.S. coin sets. Each year, collectors seek out rare features, minting errors, or coins that are becoming harder to find in decent condition. The 1969 quarter without a mint mark falls into this category, making it a desirable addition to any collection. In a world where coin values fluctuate, having a 1969 quarter without a mint mark is appealing to collectors aiming to complete a set or own a piece of history. While it may not be the rarest coin out there, its growing scarcity and increasing market demand make it a valuable asset for numismatists. To wrap up, the 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark in very good condition may not seem like the most exciting coin at first glance, but for collectors, it is definitely a keeper. It serves as a reminder of the beauty and value that older, well-preserved coins can hold. While it's not as valuable as some ultra-rare coins, its rarity and strong collector demand ensure that it remains relevant in today's numismatic market. The value of the 1979 D Washington quarter in very good condition can range from $1,500 to $250,000, depending on factors such as rarity, condition, and collector demand. If you find one in a higher grade, the value can increase significantly. Additionally, coins with minting errors or defects can fetch even higher prices. Errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or missing elements can further boost their worth. In today's video, we'll explore the unique characteristics of the 1979 D Washington quarter, how it stands out in the market, and just how much it could be worth in very good condition. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about your coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming content on rare and valuable coins. Let's start with some history. The Washington quarter dollar was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, it has become a staple of American currency. However, not every year's issue is the same in terms of rarity and value. Today, we're focusing on the 1979 D Washington quarter. The 1979 issue is significant because of its production variations. Unlike other years with special mint marks used for proofs or limited editions, the standard circulation quarter was produced at the Denver Mint with a D mint mark. There were also quarters made at the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints, but it is the Denver minted quarters that collectors often find intriguing. Now let's talk about why this coin has become more valuable today. When you hear the term very good condition in coin collecting, you might think it's not all that special. However, a coin in very good condition means it has some wear but retains a clear and visible design. For the 1979 D Washington quarter, This is significant, especially if it has survived circulation well and has been preserved in decent condition. In the case of the 1979 D Washington Quarter, the value is driven by both its historical importance and its rarity in well-preserved condition. As time passes, the number of high-grade quarters dwindles, particularly those with clear mint marks and minimal wear. Finding a 1979 D quarter in very good condition is becoming increasingly difficult, which in turn drives up its market value. With all collectible coins, the value depends heavily on condition. In coin collecting, grading plays a crucial role. The better the condition, the higher the value. Here's a general breakdown of the possible value range for a 1979 D Washington Quarter. Collectors are particularly interested in the 1979 D Washington Quarter because it represents an essential period in American numismatic history. The Washington Quarter Series is one of the most popular and widely collected U.S. coin sets. Each year, collectors seek out rare features, minting errors, or coins that are becoming harder to find in decent condition. The 1979 D Quarter falls into this category, making it a desirable addition to any collection. In a world where coin values fluctuate, having a 1979 D Quarter is appealing to collectors aiming to complete a set or own a piece of history. While it may not be the rarest coin out there, its growing scarcity and increasing market demand make it a valuable asset for numismatists. To wrap up, the 1979 D Washington Quarter in very good condition may not seem like the most exciting coin at first glance, but for collectors, it is definitely a keeper. It serves as a reminder of the beauty and value that older, well-preserved coins can hold. While it's not as valuable as some ultra-rare coins, its rarity and strong collector demand ensure that it remains relevant in today's numismatic market. The value of the 1977 Washington Quarter without a mint mark varies depending on its condition and rarity. In very good condition, it can be worth anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000. However, higher-graded examples, especially those in uncirculated condition, can fetch between $15,000 and $20,000. Rare minting errors, such as doubled dies or off-center strikes, can increase the value significantly. The 1977 Washington Quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, making it distinct from the Denver and San Francisco issues of the same year. While millions of these quarters were produced, finding well-preserved examples today is becoming more challenging as circulation wear has taken a toll on most coins from this period. Collectors are particularly drawn to this coin due to its historical significance and growing scarcity in higher grades. The Washington Quarter Series has been one of the most widely collected U.S. coin sets since its introduction in 1932. Although the 1977 quarter may not seem as rare at first glance, those in exceptional condition are becoming increasingly valuable. In today's numismatic market, when assessing the worth of a 1977 no-mint mark Washington Quarter, coin grading plays a crucial role. A coin in very good VG condition might be worth around $10,000 to $12,000, while fine, F, graded coins can reach up to $15,000. Extremely fine, XF coins may sell for $17,000 to $18,000, and uncirculated MS-60 or higher specimens can command prices from $19,000 to $20,000 or more. Beyond standard grading, error coins from 1977 are of particular interest to collectors. Some quarters exhibit minting flaws like missing elements, struck-through errors, or doubled dies, which can make them far more valuable than standard-issue coins. These errors are rare and command premium prices at auctions and among collectors. 4. Numismatists and casual collectors alike, the 1977 no-mint mark Washington Quarter remains an intriguing piece of American coinage history. While it may not be the rarest quarter ever produced, its increasing scarcity in high grades and potential for valuable errors make it a coin worth keeping an eye on. If you happen to find one in exceptional condition, it could be a worthwhile addition to any collection. The 1970 Washington Quarter Dollar, a hidden treasure. Worth over $180,000, Are you sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? The 1970 Washington quarter dollar is one of the most astonishing and sought-after coins in the numismatic world, with some rare variations valued at over $180,000. This extraordinary coin holds immense historical significance, unique minting anomalies, and astonishing collector demand. If you have one in pristine condition, you could be in for an incredible financial surprise. The value of the 1970 Washington quarter. Could yours be worth over $180,000? Not all 1970 Washington quarters are created equal. While many are common, rare variations have surfaced that command jaw-dropping prices. One of the most valuable aspects of this coin is the highly sought-after 1970 silver quarter, an extremely rare transitional error that occurred when some 1969 silver planchets were mistakenly used in early 1970. If authenticated, a 1970 silver quarter in top condition can exceed $180,000 at auction. Even the standard 1970 clad quarter in mint state, MS-68 condition, can bring in an astronomical price. The highest graded specimens have sold for as much as $18,000 to $22,000 due to their extreme rarity in near-perfect condition. Finding an MS-68 example is incredibly difficult, making this coin one of the most valuable post-1969 quarters. Why is the 1970 Washington quarter so valuable? The silver error, a numismatic miracle. The 1970 silver quarter is one of the greatest minting mistakes in U.S. history. As the U.S. transitioned from 90% silver to clad coinage in 1970, a small number of silver planchets from 1969 were mistakenly used to strike 1970 quarters. This rare transitional error makes the 1970 silver quarter one of the most expensive U.S. coins, worth over $180,000 MS-68 grade, the ultimate collector's prize. High-grade MS-68 quarters from 1970 are ultra-rare because most quarters from that era were heavily circulated. Finding a flawless, uncirculated example is nearly impossible, making them worth thousands of dollars. If you believe you have a high-quality 1970 quarter, getting it graded by NGC or PCGS could significantly boost its value. The mint mark mystery, a unique feature. Unlike previous years, the 1970 Washington quarter does not have a mint mark. The removal of mint marks from quarters and half dollars that year was part of a government decision to prevent hoarding due to the metal composition change. This design feature makes the 1970 quarter distinct and historically significant. How to identify a 1970 silver quarter? If you suspect you have the ultra-rare 1970 silver quarter, here's how you can check. Weigh the coin. Silver quarters weigh 6.25 grams, while standard clad quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Silver quarters have a solid silver edge, whereas clad quarters show a distinct copper-colored layer. Professional grading. If you think your coin is a silver error, sending it to PCGS or NGC for verification is crucial. An authenticated 1970 silver quarter could be worth over $180,000. What makes MS-68 coins so valuable, virtually flawless? MS-68 coins have sharp, well-defined designs with little to no marks or imperfections. Rarity. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin. MS-68 specimens are almost non-existent due to circulation and production methods at the time. Auction demand. MS-68 quarters attract serious collectors and can fetch anywhere from $18,000 to $22,000, depending on demand, with values reaching $180,000. And beyond, the 1970 Washington quarter is a true numismatic treasure. Whether you have the rare silver error, a high-grade MS-68 coin, or a well-preserved example, this quarter is worth checking. If you suspect you have a rare or valuable 1970 Washington quarter, get it professionally graded. You might be holding one of the most valuable quarters in American history.